Our one more panelist, Dr. Mrs. Sunila Dhaneshwar ma'am, has arrived on the platform. Welcome, ma'am.
Am I audible to you?
Ma'am, your voice is too low. We will shortly begin with our program. As we have gathered here for the celebration of the International Women's Day on the theme, a world where differences is valued and celebrated. Let's break the bias. Yes, our principal ma'am has arrived on the board. So, we are beginning with the event. I request all of you to please switch on your cameras.
Hi, Dhaneshwar madam.
Hello, am I audible to you?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. I was
Yeah,
not audible earlier.
I can see Smita madam, Dhaneshwar madam, uh, uh, आणि
Yogita ma'am.
आणि मृदुला मॅडम पण जॉईन झाले ना. काय म्हणता मॅडम?
I'm all right. How all of you are? एकदम मजेत.
आणि स्मिता मॅडम काय म्हणता?
Majed, Majed. How are you all?
या फाईन, थँक्यू.
Meeting Dhaneshwar ma'am after a long time.
नीता काळे म्हटल्यानंतर मी एकदम ओळखलं नाही तुला.
Smita Lodhe.
आता ओळखलं.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Shall we begin now? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Shall I proceed?
Asma, you can start.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. It gives me an immense pleasure to anchor this platform organized by MC Society's Alana College of Pharmacy on the merged joyful celebration of International Women's Day and Silver Jubilee year of our college on the theme A World Where Differences is Valued and Celebrated. I am Mrs. Asma Mokashi, Faculty and Student Development Officer of MC Society's Alana College of Pharmacy, wholeheartedly presenting a lots of greeting to all the lovely ladies and the girls on this platform. स्त्री म्हणजे वात्सल्य, स्त्री म्हणजे मांगल्य, स्त्री म्हणजे मातृत्व, स्त्री म्हणजे कर्तृत्व, स्त्री म्हणजे प्रत्येक क्षणाची साथ आणि स्त्री म्हणजे प्रत्येक अडथळ्यावर मात. आणि अशाच स्त्री शक्तीला सलाम करण्यासाठी आज आपण इथे जमलो आहोत. Now I request our beloved principal, respected Professor Kiran Bise ma'am, to please propose welcome and the introductory speech. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Asma. Good morning, all of you. On behalf of MC Society's Alana College of Pharmacy, I welcome the panelists as well as our delegates at One Day National E-Talk Fest on the theme A World Where Difference is Valued and Celebrated. This panel discussion has been arranged on the occasion of International Women's Day to acknowledge the cultural, political, socio-economical achievements of the women. The goal behind Women's Day is to spread the message of gender equality, celebrate their achievements and contribution in different spheres and the work towards building a society which is free from all gender biases, stereotypes, and discriminations. Actually, as Asma just now she quoted 4 Marathi lines, it's true, and therefore there is nothing impossible in this world for a woman because she is born with the dedication to make everything possible. And there is something so special about a woman who dominates in the man's world. It takes a certain grace, strength, intelligence, and fearlessness, and the guts and the nerves to never take no for an answer. So, through this talk fest, we appreciate the strong, intelligent, talented, and simply extraordinary woman. Today, we have with us the ladies of dignity and grace, Dr. Sunila Dhaneshwar Madam, Dr. Mrudula Madam, Dr. Mrudula Bele Madam, Dr. Smita Kale, and Mrs. Sanyogita Patil, as the panelists who have nurtured their hobbies while managing their professional careers. So we look forward to hearing from you, madams. Welcome you all once again. I request Dr. Rani Potaule to please carry forward.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Good morning to all the respected panelists on the board. To begin with this e-Talk Fest, we have with us a very versatile, enthusiastic personality, beauty with brain, Dr. Smita Kare. It gives me an immense pleasure to introduce her. Just let me know my screen is visible or not.
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
Okay. Yeah. Dr. Smita Kare, she is working as manager, bioincubation at Venture Center, Pune. She is leading the Center for Biopharma Analysis and BIRSC's Regional Bioinnovation Center projects at Venture Center. As a part of incubation team, she facilitates incubator operations by interacting with incubators, infrastructure and facilities creation and development of the ecosystem. Earlier, she worked as assistant professor at Sinhagad College of Pharmacy, Pune. Dr. Smita Kare is a PhD in pharmaceutical chemistry from Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai, and has experience of 12 years, which includes research experience of 3.6 years. She has worked on stabilization of therapeutic proteins during her PhD research at Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai, and has been rewarded with Best Innovative PhD Thesis Award in 2018. She has won a cash prize of rupees 3 lakh at second prize at Association of Biotechnology-Led Enterprises Best India 2014 Entrepreneurship Workshop in Bangalore. Also won second prize as Young Scientist in Healthcare and Nutrition at Bioprocessing India 2014 at ICT Mumbai. She was a finalist at Avishkar State Level Research Competition in 2017. She has published 16 research papers in journals of repute and has a H-index of 8. She has delivered invited lectures at seminars and guest lectures at Institute of Chemical Technology and other colleges also. She is enthusiastic, disciplined, and has good managerial skills and believes in systematic execution of work. She is a passionate dancer and also have own YouTube channel. With this brief introduction, let's begin with the session.
Thank you, Rani, for the kind introduction.
Thank you, ma'am. Should we start, ma'am?
Yeah.
So first of all, please walk us through the journey of your success.
Okay. So to start with, like I have done schooling in Kendriya Vidyalaya. My dad was in Indian Navy, so I had to travel. So and I was very good at studies and dance too. But since I was very good at studies, my parents somehow they had this fear that if I get trained officially and in dance and music, then I might choose that as a career. So they never actually enrolled me to any class or anything. But that time we just had TV, right? So we used to watch songs on TV, and I had a very good grasping power, whether it was education or any other activity. So observation is very important. So once you observe carefully, you will be able to grasp. So I was always a first bencher, okay, in school also. So grasping. So whatever is being taught in the class, I used to observe very carefully, grasp it. So whatever is taught in the class used to directly go inside. So I never had to go to any class to study, no tuitions, okay. any time in my life. So no tuitions, no studies after going home also, because I used to believe when it is being taught in class, why are we going to school? To learn, right? So why we need to work extra after school us? So that was my thinking. So it's for the young people there. So when you come to college, you have to, that 1 hour when your teacher is teaching, they have put a lot of efforts, in making that lecture and teaching you that. So that time itself, you have to be very attentive. These days people feel that okay, everything is available in YouTube, books may hai and all that, but that teacher has prepared, right? So pay attention and try to learn it at that moment itself. So that's how I was in education. And then when it came to dance also, once I see that song and I see those steps, I was able to do it, reproduce it, and that's how I learned. Okay, so I learned it myself. So you can say that it was God's gift, inborn talent also. But yes, I did work on it too. And then how did I manage it? So very important thing is some simple habits in life. As I said, the observation, being hardworking, not being lazy, first of all. So because we all are fit and fine, right? We are not suffering from any diseases. We are able to get up in the morning, get ready. We are getting good food. We are going to good places to work or to study. So we have everything, whatever is required. Basic things are there. In that case, why can't we be, very active? So first thing to actually pursue anything in life is to have all these things, like be active. Okay, don't be lazy. So once you are active, you're fit. And to be active, you have to be fit. So how do you feel fit? So just going to gym doesn't make you fit. You can just simply, walk. And fitness means physical as well as mental fitness. Okay. So yes, for physical fitness, you have to be engaged in some physical activity for some time a day. It can be anything which makes you happy and your body is, moving. That's it. Mental fitness comes from your own behavior, how you are communicating with others, and what thought process goes on in your mind. So whether you are actually getting involved a lot, you're thinking a lot about just one thing. So take life as it comes daily. Don't be, thinking too much about your past or future, what is going to happen. The day you get up, think about that day, that routine, do it, perform, and then just go to sleep. So that's how I do. If I have to think a lot, then there could be n number of tensions around, and then I'll be always sad. So don't be like that. Always keep smiling, keep yourself fit, be active. Then you will automatically realize that you have that energy to do whatever you plan to do, right? So that's where I think the energy comes from. So I try to keep myself physically as well as mentally fit. I take every day as it comes, and whatever it is in front of me, I am ready to face it. So that confidence is very much required. Okay. And that would come from all small, simple habits, from getting up, how much time you are just spending on your bed, or you just get up and you do your routine fast. And I know, being a woman, I think there are a lot of tasks we do in the morning. Okay. No one can escape it. But that also, if we do without complaining. Yeah. So there are some things like, a lot of cooking if I have to do in the morning, and then even get ready for the office. So that can add to a lot of trauma and stress actually in the morning itself. So one thing we need to realize is we need not do everything in life. Okay, there are some things which we can do, some things, okay, I am not ready or I can't do it. Let me take help. So say if I don't know how to cook, I may have a maid for it, right? So I can tell my family, okay, I'll cook this much would be done by maid, and I need this half an hour for myself. So don't be like a superwoman trying to do everything. You have to accept also, and that this is what I can do, this is what I can't do. So I need help over here. And you should be open about it, and you shouldn't feel sad about it. Okay. So that's how I think I have been throughout my life. So when it again comes to dance, so as I told, I'm not professionally trained. At least in the childhood, I never got trained in dance. So, but I was very opportunistic, you can say. So what I used to do is, being in KV school, if you all know how Kendriya Vidyalayas are, I never used to get to perform on Bollywood dances, because it used to be compulsory, whether it is solo dance or group dance, that you have to do some folk dance It cannot be a film song, Bollywood song. So I used to do that also. But then where do I perform? Whatever I'm learning. So there used to be celebrations like Ganesh Chaturthi, or there used to be all these temples, Janmashtami, or even any temple, even Ayappa temple, they used to have their own programs, the South Indian people. So I used to, as a child also, I used to go and talk to them. When is the celebration? What are the performances? Will I get a chance to perform? I'm very good at dance. Okay, I used to tell them. So I used to perform a solo dance. Then I used to gather people also, kids of my age, and I used to tell them, I'll teach you, we will do a group dance, okay? And that way, every event, I have to dance on 2-3 songs. I used to make sure, at least 2-3 groups, my own solo dance. So that's how you can say I was very enterprising from that age itself. That even if I don't have a platform, I used to create a platform for myself. And that happens only if you go out and talk to people, communicate with people. Otherwise, how you will get to know where is the opportunity? So you need to do that. So I used to do that a lot. And that's how I maybe continued dancing. And so everyone used to tell my parents that she should do a career in dance, but they were very keen on studies. So yeah, that also I pursued. So I did my bachelor's in pharmacy. I did master's in Bharati Vidyapeeth, Pune College. That's how I knew Dhaneshwar ma'am. That time she and sir were there. So I'm sure she remembers. There also 1 year we had annual gathering, and that was happening after 2 years gap, it seems. So there also I think I had performed on 3 or 4 dance performances I had done. So that's how I was. So, but I used to manage, okay, that would not affect my studies or my other curriculum. That was a condition, not from family, but my own responsibility also. That just because I am giving time to dance, that doesn't mean that I should suffer over here. So that balance I had to strike. So after masters, I started working at Siagat College of Pharmacy. I was teaching pharmaceutical analysis and pharmaceutical chemistry there. So after 2 years of teaching, I think, and then I got married. After marriage, family happened. So I have 2 daughters. And then I was like, now I need to do PhD. So say after masters and during my teaching, we were exploring now. Like PhD is necessary, being in academics, for further promotion and all. So everyone was trying to do it from some part-time, like, we were thinking where we can do it part-time and get the degree. So there also I thought that I don't want to do part-time because I want to learn. So if I'm doing PhD in one particular expertise or subject, I should be doing it myself. Okay. It shouldn't be that my students are working on my project. So finally I took a break. I went to ICT for a full-time PhD. And there I worked in lab. I learned a lot of new things in pharmaceutical chemistry, and there was biotech also involved in that thesis project. So I learned, so there also, so I did PhD after 8 years of my MPharm. So after 8 years of MPharm, when I had 2 kids, so with me, I moved my whole family to Mumbai. Okay. So you can understand moving whole family to Mumbai means with 2 kids, finding new school for them, finding new house, doing all that. But during my PhD also, when I was very busy working in lab for almost 12 hours, whenever there used to be any celebration, cultural celebration in ICT, I used to participate and dance there also. So I never feel shy about it. Okay, sometimes people have talent, but they feel that someone should come and ask me ki chalo tum dance karoge kya? You shouldn't wait for that. You know you are talented. So if there is music playing, you go and volunteer. Okay, you don't wait for someone to come and ask you to perform. So that's how I was. So in ICT also, I performed every year. So along with my PhD work. And then wherever I was working, so when I was working at Siagat College of Pharmacy, there also if there's an annual day, along with students, I would perform. In fact, I would help them also. And I made staff also dance with me. So that's how, that keeps up the spirit. And here also now in Venture Center, whenever there is a celebration, I have performed. And then coming to my YouTube channel. So as I said, I have 2 daughters. So both of them thankfully have got my genes. So they are good dancers like me. And with them, when I actually enrolled them for a professional training of dance, that is the time I thought that now that I'm enrolling my kids, why shouldn't I enroll myself also and start, so always there is something back of the mind. I have this thought that I am not professionally trained, though I dance so well. So when I thought of getting my kids professionally trained, I enrolled myself also. I thought, why not lose this chance? Okay, why not? So I enrolled myself, and I think since last 6 to 7 years, three of us are getting trained. So there is Shamak Davar Academy in Pune. So all three of us go, and we are getting learned. Even during COVID time, we were getting trained by online programs. And then that's how we explored and started with our own YouTube channels. Then sometimes there are solo performances, sometimes I perform with my kids. So at least once a week or twice a week, we shoot something and post it. And that is one part of it. Then now that so many years I have danced, I owe to the society too, right? So I teach dance also. So I teach dance to kids, ladies, anyone who is interested. During COVID times, I was actually doing classes for an NGO for their people, online classes. And so, yeah, I like to dance. I like to teach also, whether it comes to dance or any other thing, like Rani has been my student. So whether it is my subject expertise or dance or whatever, if you have called me for a talk or to teach something, I really put in a lot of efforts in preparing so that, I do my best over there. So that has been my professional journey from studying in KVs to BPharm to MPharm to PhD, then working in academics. And now here at Venture Center, my profile is like, I'm mentoring entrepreneurs who are trying to start their own startup journey. So these people are working on deep technologies in biotech field. So there they need to understand which are the different funding opportunities. So there are a lot of funding opportunities by government, that is Department of Science and Technology and Department of Biotechnology. So we are implementation partners for many of those funding opportunities. So then we guide all these new entrepreneurs, that how should they develop their technology to take it to a next level and finally to commercialization. So that's my role here as a manager. I do that, and I'm also leading two projects here, that is Center for Biopharma Analysis and Barracks Bioinnovation Center. So that's about me. Maybe we can go to the next question.
Yes, that's great, ma'am. Really, your journey seems very interesting. Now, being a pharma professional, many achievements are there to your credit. But which would you like to share with us as your highest achievement, and how did you achieve it?
Okay, so achievement in the sense, yeah, I have publications, those are cited in good journals. But when it comes to achievement, I think the PhD work which I did, and that was a PhD in pharmaceutical chemistry. So synthesis was something I did first time there. Like so, normal synthesis we do in practical. It wasn't like that. It was different there, and so I had to really put lot of efforts because I was working in a lab after 8 years gap. So working in a lab for almost 10 to 12 hours, that too in Mumbai, in a lab which doesn't have AC and there's just one fan. So you can imagine how humid it is over there. Okay. So that I had to really put lot of hard work, because it was just not about, working in the lab. It was also getting acquainted and adjusted with the environment there, because all those who were along with me for PhD, they were like freshers from masters. Okay. So there was an age gap also. So I had to then gel with them, because in lab PhD, you have to network a lot. You will not have everything in your lab. So you have to talk to other people, get something from here, get something from there, borrow, then do it. If those are right reactions, you have to maybe tell the hostel people to come and observe your reaction and monitor it. So you have to have that friendliness, and you need to gel with that age group too. So that was also a challenge which I faced initially, but then I was able to overcome that. And actually first year it was all theory and exams too. So after 8 years, again answering those exams, that was also quite a thing. And yeah, so But after all that hard work, I think the accomplishment which was there was I received the Best Innovative Thesis Award for my PhD that year. So that was, I think, a big accomplishment because I learned a lot during my PhD, not only about the science, but also about people, about management, time management, people management, networking. And during PhD also, I participated in a lot of events. So the Best Table Award, which you see, 3 lakhs of we won. So that was actually a 5 days training and competition. So there we were trained in entrepreneurship and we had to, as a team, as an entrepreneur, present our idea. So that was actually, you can say, a life-changing experience for me and a moment after which I decided that I want to do something in entrepreneurship only. So I think these two accomplishments I have.
Yes, indeed, ma'am. Devoted and the dedicated work is really a remarkable achievement. It would be wonderful to hear how did you dancing become your hobby and what kind of dancing you like.
Okay, so as I said, it's an inborn talent. So I think I've been dancing since childhood. So maybe later I realized that this is called hobby. And what type of dances? So as I said, I just used to dance on any song which is playing. So that was Bollywood dance. And I didn't get to learn classical dance. Otherwise, I would have loved. Actually, that's the foundation. Anyone who's starting dancing should learn classical dance. So during my MPharm, there was a Kathak class which was nearby. So that for 1 year, I had joined that Kathak class, okay, during my MPharm. And now when I'm getting trained in Shamak Davar classes, we do ballet, we do contemporary, we do Bollywood dance, we do hip hop. So these are the different styles now which I know. Otherwise, I was only doing Bollywood or the normal dance and folk dance. Yes, being in KV, I think I am expert in that. Yeah.
I have also seen you, ma'am, your dance performances on YouTube channel, and I really love how your personality shines through in your movements.
Thank you.
Now about inspiration, it plays a key role in success of our life. So in journey of life, somebody must have made huge impact on your life. So who is your inspirational force for your hobby as well as for your profession?
Okay, so maybe not for hobby or for my profession, but just for the way I am, for these all simple habits is my mom. Because I have seen her like, the way she follows her routine, getting up early in the morning, doing everything without complaining, still being very active, still managing half an hour to walk for herself, So right from morning 6 to night, say 11 p.m., she's the same person, active, fit and fine, doing everything what is required, not complaining. So that's from where I learned that you also need to be like that. Though she was not working anywhere, but being a housewife, housemaker also, you have lot of tasks to manage that with. So that is one thing. And when it comes to hobby, dancing, so definitely Madhuri Dixit. So, and as you have seen her journey, so I think the first dance I must have learned and performed is Ek Do Teen and Sridevi's Mere Haathon Mein. Those were the numbers I used to perform everywhere as a child. And now also, if you see at this age also, she's dancing, she's performing, she's still pursuing her career, right? So in the hobby, I can say she is one. In a profession, if you say, my PhD guide, Dr. Akamanchi from ICT, he really inspired me a lot. So he didn't only teach me the chemistry or the science, but he also taught me a lot of good values. He used to say that this PhD means philosophy, okay? So unless you become a problem solver, and I observe that you have reached that level of maturity and where you will be able to hypothesize anything and then solve a problem systematically, that's the time I feel now you are, you should be getting PhD degree. Not because you have published so many papers or you have, completed so much work. So I learned a lot from him and he really inspired me. And then ultimate inspiration, I think, is Dr. Kiran Majumdar-Shaw. Okay, we all know Biocon. So the way I have read her, journey and her life, how did she start and became an entrepreneur. There were a lot of hurdles at that moment, that time when she started, but how she overcame those, and now everyone knows who she is. So I can say these are my inspiration at home. My mom, she inspires me, and I do get inspired from my kids too. Okay, so how they are at this young age, very systematic, active, and the way they complete their tasks and the confidence they have. So anyone actually, I can't just say these people. Anyone I meet, there are some good qualities in every person, and that I try to, that's what inspires me, I can say. So even if a simple lady who is a homemaker or a business giant, whoever it is, but everyone has something which is special about them, and that's what inspires me.
Yes, ma'am. Now, next, we would like to know, how do you balance between work and fun? The most difficult task we feel.
Yeah, so work, suppose if it is 9 to 6. So when I'm at work, it is all work, but you have to manage just things at home also. So these days it's very simple because we have mobile, we have WhatsApp. So which doesn't takes long time, just type a message and confirm whether this has been done or not. So very simple thing is to have a list of things to be done and just keep ticking. And sometimes, we are very worried about that we have to do so much things. So we just keep thinking ये करना है, इतना काम करना है. But actually, when you start doing it, it takes really very less time. But that thinking process that this has to be done takes a lot of efforts and a lot of your time. So I simplify the things, whichever are very simple things or takes less time. No, I complete them immediately, ASAP. That's how I do it. So yeah. So I think the work life. So after I am home, if there are urgent emails, I answer them. Otherwise, no. I am at home with my kids. I have to spend quality time with them, and everything is timed. So sometimes my family members get really annoyed that I'm very particular about time. So if I have decided that half an hour only I need to spend in kitchen to make something, within half an hour I have to finish and come back. I cannot be spending 1 hour. So you can call me timetable, but that's how I work, and that helps actually. Otherwise, so once you have that timetable in place and things in place, you know what is to be done at what time, and then you don't mess up. So you don't mess up yourself, your life, and people around you. Yeah.
Yes, really, these tips are very motivating for all of us. Ma'am, you have awesome confidence, self-belief, and you have a creativity also. So in long run, do you see yourself as a professional dancer?
So professionally, so I already have a YouTube channel, and if you see, I have 3.6K subscribers there, or I have a lot of fan following there also, whether it is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So that way, how do we define professional dancer? Only if you're trained and then you perform on stage, that doesn't make you professional dancer, right? So you know that I have performed a lot. Any stage, whether it is school, college, any event, celebration, anywhere, I go and perform. So that also makes me a professional dancer, you can say, because if anyone needs a training, so I have trained people for, say, Sangeet functions and all that, that also. So I tell them that can happen only on Saturday, Sunday. But yeah, so that way I feel that I may not be, say, 100% a professional dancer, but when it comes to teaching, then I am there. Yeah.
Sure, ma'am. In future, we will see many feathers in your cap. Last but not the least, what message would you like to give to budding youth?
Yeah, so I think last half an hour there has been a lot of messages, but maybe I would like to emphasize on few of them. So as I said, being active. Okay, so we all are physically fit. We are blessed. We are not suffering from any ailments. We get food. We have shelter. We have people in our family who are loving us. Then why we need to have be always low? Like when I was a teacher and when I used to enter the class, I used to expect the kids to wish me a lot of enthusiasm and zeal. And if they used to just stand up like this, then I used to shout at them, "Ki tum buddhe ho gaye ho kya?" So that is the message. Okay, so your body language also matters. How you are talking to others, what gestures. So be active, stay fit, have your own timetable, have your own milestones, goals in your mind that I need to achieve this. And once you have that goal set in your front, then you start working on it. So nothing can be achieved immediately and without any pain. Okay, so hard work is must. With hard work, smart work also needs to be there. Good planning, being active, staying happy, that is the thing. Otherwise I see, see, if you have exams, इतना टेंशन लेते हैं लोग. Why? Because tomorrow is exam. Then you will sit, like this and think about it. So just study properly and be confident that if this question is there, I'll be able to logically answer it. So if you have understood the concept, you should be able to answer it in your own words. So that's how, so have these simple habits of maybe, reaching anywhere in time. Time management. If you have learned that in your life, then I think nothing like that. You will be able to conquer the world. If you are able to manage your own time, your own moods, and that's the message I think I need to give you. Yeah.
Yes, surely, ma'am. Your message will motivate the youth to dream big and to reach their goals. It is well said that every woman's success should be an inspiration to another. So, Smita ma'am, your grace, passion, cheerful nature is definitely an inspiration to all of us. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences and your views with all of us. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation and, this kind of a platform and program where you are trying to celebrate women who are pursuing their hobbies along with their profession too. So that idea itself is a great idea. Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate
Thank you very
that. Yeah. Thank you.
much. Over to you, Kanchan madam.
Thank you, ma'am. Mrudula ma'am. So our second panelist for today's talk fest is a prestigious personality, Dr. Mrudula Bele ma'am. Ma'am, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, but somehow my cam is not starting. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. If we have 2 minutes, I'll try logging in from another browser. Otherwise, it's okay.
Okay, fine, ma'am.
Let me know. Should I try logging in from different browser?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
No. There is some error with the cam. Let it go.
Okay.
Let it be. Yeah.
Hello, Mrudula madam.
Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Morning, how are you?
Yeah.
So shall I start, ma'am?
Yes.
Continue, correct.
Yes. So our second panelist for today's talk fest is a prestigious personality, Dr. Mrudula Bele ma'am. She is currently working as assistant professor at NDMPP's College of Pharmacy, Nashik. She is a pharmacist by training with PhD in pharmaceutical sciences and having strong interest in intellectual property rights and regulatory affairs for pharmaceuticals. Additionally, she has done postgraduate diploma in patents law from the Nalsar University of Law, LLB from Pune University, and LLM from University of Turin, Italy. She is the only Indian to attend a one-year Masters of Laws jointly conducted by WIPO and University of Turin, Italy, under full fellowship from World Intellectual Property Organization in 2012-13. The course was fully funded by WIPO, amounting around 30,000 euros. She has attended a 15 days training in Tokyo twice on Japanese patent law. The training was fully funded by Japanese Patent Office and WIPO. She is also working as a freelance patent consultant for clients in India and abroad in the domain of chemicals and pharmaceuticals. Additionally, she is engaged in consultation assignments for the pharmaceutical industry in the area of conventional and novel pharmaceutical and cosmetic formulations. Along with teaching core pharmaceutical sciences subjects, she is also involved in teaching subjects such as intellectual property law, research methodology, and drug regulatory affairs to undergraduate and postgraduate students. She has authored 3 books and several research papers in national and international journals. She has authored a column in a reputed newspaper, Lok Satta, on various aspects of intellectual property law. The compilation of writings have been published as a book entitled Katha Aklecha Kaidechi by Rajhans Prakashan. The book has received several awards, including the prestigious Maharashtra State Government's Award for the best book published in year 2017 on the topic related to economics. Her second book, Karonacha Krishna on COVID, has also won the prestigious Maharashtra State Government's Award for the best book published in year 2020 on a topic related to environment. Her third book, Ashi Hi Ek Zunz, on the role of Indian pharma company Cipla in the African AIDS crisis, got published in 2021, which is also published by Rajhans Prakashan. So with this brief biodata, I welcome you, ma'am, for this e-talk fest, and it's an honor for us to have you today.
Thank you so much, and I apologize for my camera issue. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So, shall we begin with the discussion, ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, actually, we are eager to know, being a pharmacist, what was your motivation for doing degree in patent? Sorry.
Yeah. Let me tell you at the outset that whatever career path I have followed after my pharmacy is not by design. We talk so much about quality by design, right? So everything has happened by accident, but all were sweet accidents. So when I was educated in NDMVP's College of Pharmacy, Nasik, and I still work here as a professor. So when in our Pune University curriculum, jurisprudence में intellectual property law came, none of us were able to teach it because we had never studied intellectual property law or patents during our graduation or post-graduation. So one fine day, I was chosen to teach IP law because none of us wanted to teach, and I found it very difficult to teach. In the meantime, I was also doing my PhD, and one of my classmates from BPharm, who had done his master's and PhD and 2 postdocs from France, and after in hardcore medicinal chemistry, and after returning back, he had joined Dr. Reddy's IP department. He was a very close friend. So one day he called and he was telling me about some patent case in pharma. That must have been, I suppose, Novartis case. And he went on telling me the nuances of the case for an hour or so. And I was like, okay, acha, I see. And at the end of the call, I very honestly said that, let me tell you that I did not understand even a single word of what you were speaking. So he said, like, he kind of said that, तुझे शर्म आनी चाहिए if you could not understand, because you teach in a pharmacy school, and has this subject come in your curriculum now? Hasn't it come? So I said, yeah, it has recently come, but none of us want to teach it because we don't know how to teach it. Then he said, if the professors do not know the subject and it has become so important in the pharma industry, how would the students understand? And the way he ridiculed me that day, it hit me like anything. And I was very disturbed for 2-3 days. I was sleepless. And on the 4th day, I called that friend to ask that I have felt ashamed. And now you tell me, I want to learn this subject, and you tell me how to learn, how to go about. Now my PhD was on, job was on, my daughter was a kid at that time, but I was in a hurry to learn. And then he advised me to do the postgraduate diploma. So I took admission to that Nalsar course during my PhD work. It was a distance learning course, but there were 3 face-to-face interactions in Mumbai or Hyderabad. And when I attended those classes, I realized that I know nothing, and people are so good about it because people had done their IP graduations. They were working in the industry. So when I realized that I don't know nothing of this subject and I have to now face the exams, I took it up as a challenge, decided to invest my time in learning the subject. And as I started learning it, I realized that it's very enjoyable, and I ended up with the 2nd rank in the exams. I was a total novice in the class. And then the journey never stopped. I started teaching the subject with interest. Students started taking interest. Then in the meantime, my PhD got over. So I decided to take admission to LLB because I wanted to learn it more. I wanted to learn law. And then I applied for the LLM in Turin, and that was a LLM in patents law. And that was I will say that was a 360 degree of view of, because I had 39 people from 39 countries in my class. The professors used to come from different countries, and they used to teach the different perspectives, like what is a developing country's perspective to look at pharma patents, what is a developed country's perspective. So when I came back after that course, my personality has changed. So
Ma'am, you're not audible.
hello.
Yes, ma'am. Now you are audible.
Yeah. So this has been my journey.
That's great, ma'am. It's truly a very inspirational journey, and that you have accepted the challenge and become the pharmacist to patent consultant.
Yeah.
So let us proceed to the next question. Ma'am, you have authored 3 books. So when did you start writing? Is it accidental or is it your hobby?
It is again an accident, a very sweet accident. I was always a voracious reader. I always used to read a lot, but I never knew I can write in Marathi. Till 2015, what I had written was only our research papers. And
Okay. So it's amazing, ma'am. Ma'am, you have achieved 3 greatest milestones in your life, that your pharma career as a patent consultant and as an author. So will you please share the challenges that you must have faced in this journey? Ma'am, Mrudula ma'am. Mrudula ma'am, you're not audible.
now, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So actually, I did not finish answering your last question.
Okay,
I was
okay.
saying that I never had written anything till 2015.
Okay.
And there was an editorial article published in Lokasatta on generic medicines. and there were some wrong claims made about patents on pharmaceuticals. So I wrote a mail to the editor and saying that these are the mistakes in your article and you should not be saying such things about generic medicines. People get misled and so on. It was an email in Marathi. It was a very long mail. And I had explained some nuances of how patents affect the generic medicine. And I had thought that this letter would never get published in Lok Satta because I had criticized them. But to my greatest surprise, editor of Lok Satta, Girish Kuberji, one day called me and he asked that I have read your email and I am convinced that I was wrong. And who are you and what is your educational qualification? And then he said, why don't you write a column on intellectual property in Lok Satta? So I was taken aback. I said, I have never written in English, in Marathi. I can't write in Marathi. And that too in this kind of subject, which is very dry. How can one write in Marathi? But he kept calling me. And then because he's a celebrity and if he is calling me so many times, how can I say no to him? So I ended up saying yes. And that is how I started writing. And then, to my greatest surprise, a column on this kind of subject was the most read column in that year in Lok Satta.
Okay, okay. That's very amazing, ma'am. And you have worked hard to accomplish it. So the next question is that you have achieved 3 greatest milestones in your life. That is your pharma career as a patent consultant and as an author. So will you please share the challenges that you have faced in that journey?
The challenge is always of time, and the challenges which all of us face.
Ma'am, you're not audible again.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So the challenges were, of course, the challenges of time and all the challenges that we face being females. That when we are caught up in our career, we always are feeling guilty that we are not giving enough time to our family. I have a huge family. So that was the greatest challenge. And the way out was saying no to certain things. Like the earlier speaker said that I will give only this much time to day-to-day course and I would not have more time than this. And if that is going to exceed somehow the time, I learned to say no assertively. And I started saying that I would need 1.5 to 2 hours every day for my own. Okay, I need this space, I need this time. Maybe I'll write during this time, I'll exercise. Then I took up running as a challenge. And now I'm a marathon runner as well. So I started spending time on myself and I learned to say no. And I to the extra responsibilities if they came on my way. So that was a challenge.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Really, you are a true inspiration for women. Your work is an encouragement for us. So my next question is, how do you do the balance between all your milestones?
As I said, now I started taking up new career paths after my daughter had done with her school education and she left Nasik for her college studies. So now I said that I have more time and let me start exploring new things. And then I started exploring writing and running. And as I said before, at home also, I invest time on day-to-day work only in that work where my time is really needed. Okay, I don't waste my time on doing all the things. I don't insist on being a superwoman. I keep telling myself and others that I should not be indispensable for my family. If I'm away, all of you should learn to be on your own. If I'm here, I'm here for you. If I'm not there, and I stopped cursing myself for not finding time for cooking every day. So if I have more work today, I won't be able to cook. It's okay. Okay. So I try. We all of us, we females, develop a superwoman syndrome, especially all of us who are working we try to develop that more conspicuously and try to do more on the home front. So I would say I have successfully gotten rid of that superwoman syndrome. I keep telling myself and others that I am a fallible human being. कभी कभी नहीं टाइम होता है मुझे, आपको नहीं होता है वैसे मुझे भी नहीं होता है, and it's okay not to have time for certain things. I need not be a superwoman. I am let me be a humble human being.
It's really appreciating, ma'am, that in spite of all the challenges, you still manage and to reach the peak of your goal. So the next is, who has been the guiding light throughout your journey?
I feel the guiding light has to be inside you. Okay, so that motivation to do more, to stretch your limits. We tend to pamper ourselves too much. मुझे time नहीं है, मुझे time नहीं है, मुझे यही करना है. And we pamper ourselves too much. So I learned to be ruthless to myself.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but if you want me to name one person who has been a guiding light, it would be my father. He was the one who made me write. He was the one who said that you can write, you will write very well. And I remember the first article I wrote for Lok Satta. I was at that home, I mean my father's home, and it was a summer vacation. So he used to nag me like anything, that sit here and write, you would be able to write. And the first article I wrote just to stop his nagging. And here I am now, and I have written 3 books and 2 columns. So I can say he has been the guiding light. He was the guiding light.
Okay, it's nice to hear from you about your father, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your next is, your book has been awarded by Maharashtra State. So will you please share your thoughts on the theme of that book? Anyone?
The first book which was awarded in 2017 was Katha Aklecha Kaidachi. That was a compilation of my column which I used to write in Lok Satta, and that has won the first state government award. Then in 2020, when COVID lockdown started, I was reading a lot about COVID and trying to educate people in my family as far as possible, because during the first lockdown, all of us were unaware. Everybody was confused, and a lot of rumors spreading on WhatsApp University. So I tried to educate them, and in order to educate them, I started reading a lot on COVID. We had time because we were home. One fine day, the owner of Rajhans publication, Mr. Majgaonkar, called me up to ask. I had written a very big article in Lok Satta on the different therapies used in COVID. He liked that article and he called up to ask whether you would like to author a book on COVID. But we have a time constraint and you have to finish writing it within 1.5 months or so. I decided to take up that challenge. And during the first lockdown, all our maids were not coming, so we had to do everything at home. But because during that time I was busy reading and writing for the book, I never faced any depression with which other people were going through during the first COVID lockdown. So I took it up as a challenge. I enjoyed reading all the scientific literature. There were different views. I tried to evaluate those views, the research papers on the scientific content, and then I write this book. But the book is not a purely science book. It has lot of stories of human beings who suffered from COVID, and I tried writing that book, and that has won. The second book has also won the second prestigious Government of Maharashtra award, and the third book is on Cipla's fight against all the big pharma industry. When people in South Africa were dying of AIDS, and the drugs, the antiretrovirals had come, but they were extremely expensive, and the cost was $15,000 per year. That was the cost of treatment. And the poor Africans were not in a position to buy those drugs. Because we had a process patent regime in India during that time, Cipla was ready with the anti-AIDS cocktail, and the owner of Cipla, Mr. Yusuf Hamid, wanted to export those drugs to the African countries because he could not tolerate people dying because of AIDS just because the drugs were not available. So he readily offered to make those drugs available at just $350 a year. And the cost at which the big pharma was selling was 15,000 USD. But then the big pharma pressurized Cipla like anything. They tried to stop them. And the book is on that journey of Cipla and how India has helped the developing countries in providing low cost, good quality generic medicine. I'm very happy that while writing that book, I was able to interview Mr. Hamid himself. And I talk, and now even now we talk on phone, we chat on WhatsApp. So that was the greatest experience to be able to interact with such a big personality in Indian pharma. I also got to interact with all the activists and people from all across the globe in WHO, in WTO, in the US, in Africa. And that was a great learning experience for me. So that is the third book which was published last year.
Okay, a big congratulations, ma'am, for
Thank you.
your publications.
Thank you.
So my last question for you is that what will be the takeaway message for today's youth?
I don't think I'm big enough to give any message. But if I now look back at my journey, my simple words would be: it's never too late to learn anything in life. Generally, we females, we feel that once we are married and we are in job and we have kids, the education and learning stops. Okay. And that's the end of our educational careers. That is what I feel. But we feel, but I don't think that it is too late. It is never too late to learn anything in life. And you should keep absorbing anything, any knowledge which comes on your way like a sponge. And it always helps and pays off. Never study anything just to make a career and gain fame and get money. If you learn something out of curiosity, just because you're curious, and if you learn something, you study something passionately, all other things automatically come on to you. They come on your way. Just be passionate and just never hesitate, never think that I'm too old now to learn something new. That's what I feel.
So thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Listening to you about your journey has indeed been very motivational and encouraging to all women. So thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you, Bise madam, for the inviting. Thank you, Chauhan ma'am.
Over to Prajakta ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Kanchan ma'am. I hope my screen is visible to you all.
Yes.
Okay. Greetings to everyone present here. Moving along, it is my pleasure to introduce our third panelist for today's eTalk Fest is an artistic scientist, Dr. Sunila Dhaneshwar ma'am. She is a director, Amity Institute of Pharmacy, Lucknow, Deputy Dean of Research, Science and Technology, and Head, Directorate of Research and Publication at Amity University, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. She is a professor of pharmaceutical chemistry with 28 years of teaching, 33 years of research, 2 years of industrial, and 4 years of international consultancy experience. She has worked as a consultant on product design for LG Life Sciences, South Korea, for 4 years. Over the last 31 years, she has pursued research that primarily focuses on drug repurposing and designing novel prodrugs for various inflammatory diseases. In recognition of her contribution to the field of inflammatory bowel disease, she recently got featured on the cover page of World Journal of Gastroenterology USA, which is a very rare honor for an Indian women scientist. She has completed projects with funding from AICTE, UGC, ICMR, DST worth 1.5 crores. She has more than 90 research publications in high-impact peer-reviewed journals. Her contribution to the field has been recognized with numerous prestigious awards, such as American Association of Indian Pharmaceutical Scientists Distinguished Educator and Researcher Award, USA, Academy of Pharmaceutical Sciences of Great Britain's Research Award, Ranbaxy Research Foundation's Best Research Project Award, 54th IPC Trust Project of the Year Award, PD SETI Best Paper Award, Bharati Vidyapeeth Seva Gaurav and Best Research Scientist Award. She has received many national and international travel grants and also the grants for conducting seminars, symposia, and conferences. She is also into the editorial board of many prestigious journals and APTI Women Forum newsletter. She was invited to record video lectures on medicinal chemistry for an educational mobile application for pharma students by Tech Global Company, Hyderabad. Dr. Sunila ma'am is an accomplished and trained Urdu ghazal singer and approved artist for light music and Urdu ghazals of All India Radio. She is a passionate sari enthusiast and loves collecting and cataloging innumerable weaves of saris from different states of India. She enjoys modeling for brand of handloom saris of Lucknow called Sanat Kada. Calligraphy, photography, and painting are few of her other hobbies. I welcome you, ma'am, and it is an absolute honor to have you with us today. Ma'am, shall we begin with the session?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Prajakta, for that kind introduction.
Thank you, ma'am.
And thank you, Dr. Kiran, for inviting me for this very innovative and special kind of panel discussion. Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I need not wear the headphones?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You're
Okay.
clearly audible.
Good.
Yeah. Ma'am, please enlighten us about your journey of success and how did you conquer the obstacles?
If I look back at my journey, let me tell you that my journey in pharma profession is by fluke. Nothing was planned in my life. And there were 2 or 3 turning points in my life, actually. So it all started at the end of my 10th. I got very good marks and I was totally influenced by my friends. And all of them said, we should go to science. So I also opted for science. Basically, I wanted to be a singer and wanted to be making a career in music. And I had gone to a college also where I was about to submit my form for BA, MA, music, whatever. And it so happened that that college was closed that day and there was a holiday of 3 days. And those 3 days of holidays changed my life forever. And it made me take admission in science, which I did not want, but I was extremely influenced. I had no thought of my own. I'm not ashamed of telling how immature we were at that time and how unaware we were about what else is. I'm so envious of today's generation. They are so focused and they know what they want from life. But we were absolutely, I mean, it's okay. Chalo, science, okay, science. After going to science, there also, because I was very good in studies also, so there also I got very good marks, and two options were there in front of me. I was getting admission in dentistry and pharmacy. Let me tell you, I did not know pharmacy starts with P or F. Is it a FARMACY or PHARMACY? I was not knowing. But I knew that I don't want to do dentistry. And Dr. Parashar, who is a very good friend of my father, he said that this is a very good course. And that is the reason I came to pharmacy. Now, when I think back, the only reason that I find why I did pharmacy was to meet my husband, nothing else. Because it was sheer destiny. A person who wanted music to be alive suddenly finds herself in a pharmacy college doing BPharm, standing in the university ranking, and I was only interested in getting married with the person whom I had selected as my life partner. So by graduation, I was already married. Perfectly happy with my family and one daughter. 5 years, I was in a blissful place. No ambition, nothing. I should do my PG. What am I doing? No such thoughts came to my mind. And I'm telling this perfectly, I mean, without any mirch masala. So, my father used to think, you have been educated in a professional course and what you are doing. And my husband, who also felt that, you should study. And again, pharmaceutical chemistry happened by fluke. I was all the way interested in pharmacology or maybe microbiology. But at Indore, that was the only course where they were offering MPharm. It started at a particular year. And so I took admission in pharmaceutical chemistry MPharm, the subject which was least interesting for me. Then my nature was to excel in wherever I put my hand. Otherwise, I won't indulge myself there. If I can excel, okay. But let me tell you that my life story is like this, that nothing was planned, nothing was aimed. But whatever life had to offer to me, I accepted it and tried to excel in it. So, okay, no music, fine, but I kept on learning music. I kept on singing on All India Radio. Since the age of 8 years, I am singing on All India Radio. All India Radio, Nagpur, Indore, Pune, Lucknow, everywhere. So it's almost a journey of 4 decades. I am singing on All India Radio, light music, Urdu ghazals. So there, after doing BPharm, then getting married, doing my MPharm full time with one daughter. Then my guide said, why don't you apply for CSIR fellowship for PhD? It was not in my mind to do PhD, let me tell you. Dr. Chaturvedi, who is my guide, and everything I owe to him, he said, you apply. I said, mera selection nahi hoga, sir. Interview call bhi nahi aayega mujhe. He said, you apply. What is the harm? I applied. And the screening criteria was 70% and above. And I was having 74% at BPharm and 74% at MPharm. So I got a call. I went, I got the fellowship also. Can you believe that? I had my small daughter with me and my husband. My MPharm thesis was spirally bound, and we drew the structures in the hotel room with a stencil, me and my husband. And with that spirally bound thesis, I went for my interview. A panel of 8 experts. They asked me a single question. Just before me, I remember the name of the girl also. Her name was same as my daughter, Abha. She also presented a project on prodrugs. I also presented a project on prodrugs. And they asked me, what is special about your prodrug than the previous candidate? And the answer which I gave probably got me the fellowship. No publications at that time. In the form I wrote, communicated. So this had to happen. And then I did my PhD. After doing PhD, there was no job opportunity for me in Indore. I was not interested in industrial job. I am a completely family-oriented person. me, my kids, my family is first and foremost for me. Not a career oriented, absolutely. So I was not interested in industry, but academics. I like teaching. And then my husband took a very bold decision. We were a part of a joint family. And he said, if you don't have an opportunity, we must relocate. And that is how we landed up at Bharati Vidyapeeth, Pune College of Pharmacy. Hand in hand. Both of us in the same department. He was the HOD. I started my career in 94 when all my colleagues and my counterparts were already into their careers for 10 years. So my run against time was something, it was an accelerated run that I had in order to reach all my counterparts. And after serving in Bharati Vidyapeeth, I owe a lot to Pune College of Pharmacy, where I started my career, and whatever I learned, I owe a big way to Bharati Vidyapeeth, all the values, all the culture, all the good practices, everything I owe there. And then again, me and my husband, we relocated to Amity University, Lucknow. And right now, again, I never wanted to be a principal, let me tell you. I was happy in teaching. But here, they offered me the position, and with half-heartedness, I accepted it. And now I am having multiple hats on my head. I am Deputy Dean Research, Director of the Institute. I have not left teaching yet. In a week, at least I take 4 or 5 lectures because I am very passionate teacher first and a researcher. Administration, I don't know whether I'm able to do that or not, but that has been, my portfolio, and I have to do it. So I'm perfectly enjoying this, and the career in music, though I could not do, but till date, I am learning music. I will be 60 next year. I'm 58 right now. At the age of 58, I am learning music from my Guruji online. And I have a Ganda from a local guru, Ilyas Khan Sahab. So from him also for some years I learned ghazals. So learning never ends. And whichever field you are interested, I think you should keep on learning. It's not for performance that I have to perform somewhere. It is for my own pleasure and my own passion for music that till date I am learning music. So that's all about me.
Ma'am, it is a really very inspirational journey and very motivational talk for us all. Moving to the next question. Amongst your 3 greatest milestones, your pharma career, as a singer, and as a fashionista, what was the most difficult to achieve and how?
See, music comes naturally to me. You just have to tell me, sing, and I will start doing. I don't need any preparation. It is God gifted. And through my training, you may say that I have nurtured it. But if you ask me whether you are able to do any riyaz, sorry, I don't do any riyaz. You might find it difficult to digest, but really, the harmonium and all other things are just lying with me. But I don't get time to do riyaz. I do that only when there is some program or I have to sing on All India Radio. So my difficult journey, if you ask me, it was in my profession, in pharmacy, because I did my PG and PhD both after getting married, and we were a part of a joint family. So fulfilling all the responsibilities, my in-laws were extremely supportive, as was my husband. Only one condition, that you have to fulfill all your responsibilities at home, and then you can do as much studying as you want. So that was a bit challenging, but support was there, because of which I could do it. And then another race against time was the 10 years gap. that I had. And when everyone was at associate professor level, I was at a lecturer level in a diploma college. Did not understand that this experience is never going to be counted afterwards. So for 5 years with a doctorate degree, I was teaching in a diploma college. So, things kept on happening, and but definitely to prove myself in a field where my husband was already an established professional of pharmacy, that was a challenge which I took on myself. And I never wanted, and that whatever my achievements are there in the field, someone should say that it is because of my husband. And therefore, we took a very, very informed and what you can say, a decision that our names will never appear in each other's papers. This is a message that I want to give to everyone. Like, you should walk the talk, as they say. So this was a decision that we took, that we will not put each other's names in our papers. If we would have done that, both of us would have crossed, 200 or 300 papers. But because of that, I was able to create my own identity as a researcher, and I had my own field where I am known, like inflammatory bowel disease or prodrug research. I'm happy to say this, that you should be known by a particular field of expertise. So there are many controversial views, like people say that you should know everything, you should excel in everything. I don't feel that. I feel that even if you excel in one field, it is more than enough, for which you should be known. So that was quite challenging for me, but I did it with a full-fledged focus. And I am really very happy about whatever I could achieve in this span of time. I don't have any regrets about anything in life. Anything. Perfectly happy and satisfied.
Really, ma'am, you really set an individual identity in all the three fields. So I must say, wow, what a balance opted between all three milestones. Right. So, ma'am, next question is, what, according to you, can break the bias in today's scenario for women pharma professionals?
Breaking the bias is this year's theme. And, we talk about feminism, and we talk about equal rights. We talk about equity and equality, which are, of course, different. But if you ask me, I completely accept the fact that God has made man and woman differently. And there is a reason why we are made different, because we should complement each other. So every one of us, the man and the woman, they have our own strengths and weaknesses. It is not that the men don't have weaknesses. Sorry. They also have their own weaknesses, like we women have. What I feel is that we should accept each other's strengths and weaknesses and build upon our weaknesses. And if you talk about breaking the bias in today's pharma professionals, I think that it is totally in our hands to develop our own skills, our professionalism, our knowledge. Who is stopping you from doing that? Tell me. Who is stopping you from reading the literature in your own field? Who is stopping you from doing quality research? Who is stopping you from publishing good papers or thinking innovative, or whichever area you like, focusing in that area? I feel that you have to bring yourself to such a level. You should be so indispensable for your boss or for your organization, and see then how they can replace you, or how they can bring the bias. खुद को इतना मजबूत बनाइए कि that share is there, बंदा खुद पूछे बता तेरी रजा क्या है. So I feel that छोटा सा एरिया चूज करके उसी में एक्सेल करिए, एंड वीकनेसेस को overcome करना is very very important. You should know your own shortcomings, and self analysis everyone has to do. The SWOT analysis, as we say, our strengths, our weaknesses, and it requires a lot of guts to identify and accept your own weakness. Let me give you one example. I was afraid of computers. I thought if I press a wrong button, it will explode. And the MS, I think Maharashtra government made it compulsory that we should get computer literate. That was a turning point in my life. Had it not been that particular course which I took up and I excelled there also, being computer savvy, being techno savvy is the key actually, and you cannot be left behind. You must get all the required technical skills, and the COVID has given us such a brilliant opportunity. So whoever was, technically challenged, all of them, I think, are now techno savvy to some extent or the other, and we should thank COVID for that. All of us know online platforms, all of us know better use of technology, better teaching pedagogy, right? So opportunities come your way. It is just how you take them and how best you can make out of it, and be extremely skillful and good at your job. Be indispensable. I don't think bias can do any harm to you. Create your own space and create your own importance in your organization. And that is only and only up to you. Keep on doing good work. And it is never like this that good work is not noticed. There is one very good quote, which might be slightly, demotivating also, but it's the truth. That people who do good work get more work. And people who don't get perks and promotions. But I would like to be in the first category.
It's absolutely true, ma'am. And we all do agree with your views. And we will also try to accept our weaknesses, try to find out our weaknesses. We will accept it and we will try to overcome it. And we will definitely try to learn new things and be skillful in that. Moving to the next question. What is your take on today's theme of a world where difference is valued and celebrated?
This is a wonderful theme that you have chosen for this program. And you were able to bring in on the platform many women with their own attributes and virtues. All of us will agree upon one thing, that in the present world, if you see that we are surrounded by, cultural and regional, social, racial, ethnic, sexual, age differences. So all these differences are already pre-existing. And individually speaking also, each one of us has the unique attributes and traits and strengths and weaknesses. But instead of disrespecting these differences, that we are like this, you are like that, we should accept this diversity, that it is there. Let's accept the diversity. And then only it will help you in fostering the respect and open-mindedness for other cultures, philosophies of others, what others believe, what you believe, and the different ways of life that each one of us adopts. So there is a need, I think, not only to celebrate, but to first accept, then appreciate, and then celebrate the diverse perspectives, cultures, and values. And also there is a need, to celebrate the common interests, because that is what is going to help us to unite and to broaden our horizons, respect and love for each other. And the first step, I think, towards celebrating our differences is recognition of common humanity. Humanity has to be there. And the phrase think globally, act locally, we are hearing a lot about it. So this particular phrase, I think, inspires us to think that the world is a multicultural society and we are a part of it. So let's respect the differences and appreciate and celebrate.
This is really a noteworthy opinion, ma'am. And really, sometimes it is difficult to tackle these differences, but you have truly given us motivation to overcome this. So once again, thank you for your influential outlook. Moving on to the next question. What message you would like to convey to today's modern women?
There have been multiple messages which are echoing, and I agree with each and every message that my fellow panelists had to give. There are few things which, out of my own experience, I would like to share with you. The first message is being techno-savvy. If you don't want to be left behind, and if you want to join the pace of the changing technology and advancement in your field, we must all update and upgrade ourselves on all the technologies, not only in teaching pedagogy, but also in research. And we should try to upgrade our knowledge by, attending workshops, attending conferences, networking with people, finding your collaborators. This is one thing. Second thing, exactly same thoughts as my fellow panelist Mridula was saying, that even though, I tend to do that at multiple points of time in my life, but now I have realized the importance that being a perfectionist takes a toll on you. It takes too much of your energy, because you not only expect that perfectionism from yourself, but from others. And it is an unending process, unending, and it drains your energy like anything. So it's okay to do mistakes. To err is human. So, and this, over demand that we have put on ourselves, on our heads, to be the superwoman, multitasking, inability to say no, to please each and everyone around you. It's not possible all the time. And especially when you are sitting in an administrator's chair, it is really very, very difficult to please everyone, to be diplomatic, but you have to be. And I would say that be selfish. You have to. You have to. When I say you have to be selfish, I don't mean that you neglect your family. Absolutely not. But me first. Give some time, a me time to yourself. And you should be able to switch on and off the buttons. Kiran will agree with me that even if I say that don't bring the work to home, we have to bring the work home. Even if Saturdays, Sundays are off, we slog over, and daily you will be surprised to know that 200 to 300 mails I have to address daily. If I don't address, they pile up the next day. So I'm clearing, and still they are piling up. But still, You are the one who can decide that, okay, in a day's time, even on a Saturday, I am going to give this much time to my office work. After that, there is my music lesson. I have to give 1 hour for that. Okay, I am going to meet my friends. I will find time to do that because that is relaxing me. That is bringing me in a space where we discuss, we laugh, we gossip. That is also part of life. If I want to visit an exhibition, I will find time to do that because that makes me happy. So someone who is a third person might see, you don't have a breathing space in a day. At the end of the day, you are tired. Why you are doing so much? But when I'm doing that, it gives me happiness. So what if at the end of the day, I am totally like this, but the next day I am again re-energized and ready to take up the challenges of the next day. So I have been multitasking all my life, and that is a way of life for me. So if I can't sit still at a place. I will tell you one thing, that during COVID, I have painted a full sari in Varli painting. I was planning to wear that today, but I wore it yesterday. So how do I get time to do that? Because I get pleasure and I get happiness to do that, I will find time to do that. So take everything in the stride and try to enjoy each and every moment of your life and do what makes you happy.
Yes, this is really delightful to hear, and we would inculcate this in our lives too. And ma'am, here the question answer section is over, but we would like to enjoy a few lines of your favorite ghazal and Pasaidan.
Oh,
Yes.
oh,
Please,
like I
ma'am.
said, I have recently recovered from COVID. So my voice is not supporting me so much, but I'll just hum few lines.
That would be great, ma'am.
I will sing a ghazal. Is that all right? Just
Okay.
few lines, because my voice is not up to the mark.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Let me put on my Tanpura. Is it audible to you?
Yes, yes, ma'am. It is audible.
आज जाने की जिद ना करो, आज जाने की जिद ना करो, यूं ही पहलू में बैठे रहो, यूं ही पहलू में बैठे रहो, आज जाने की जिद ना करो, हाय मर जाएंगे हम तो लुट जाएंगे, हाय मर जाएंगे हम तो लुट जाएंगे, ऐसी बातें किया ना करो, आज जाने की जिद ना करो, Now this sher is dedicated to all of you. वक्त की कैद में जिंदगी है मगर वक्त की कैद में जिंदगी है मगर चंद घड़ियां यही है जो आजाद है चंद घड़ियां यही है जो आजाद है इनको खो कर मेरी जानी जा उम्र भर ना तरसते रहो आज जाने की जिद ना करो हाय मर जाएंगे हम तो लुट जाएंगे ऐसी बातें किया ना करो आज जाने की जिद ना करो शुक्रिया
Ma'am, it was really a treat to hear you live. And
Thank you.
what a euphonic voice, ma'am. Really. खूपच
Thank you so much.
कर्णमधुर होतं.
I don't know whether I have done justice because it was quite a low key for me. My voice was not up.
No, no, beautiful. And actually, madam, यदि आपको रिकवर का आप बोल रहे हैं पर पसायदान फिर हम आपके पीछे पड़ जाते थे.
नहीं, Pasaidan, if you really want, I can give it a try because I think 5 years it is now that I have not sung Pasaidan because it was a customary in Bharati Vidyapit, any function, convocation, I used to sing. Yeah.
Really, it was very enchanting and refreshing. At the same
Very
time.
refreshing.
Yeah,
Thank
very-
you. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking out your valuable time and enlightening us, motivating us with your depth of knowledge and word of wisdom. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prajakta. You have also done a wonderful job.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm still learning.
Learning, one never should stop.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Kiran, once again
Yeah.
for this opportunity. And it was wonderful connecting with all of you. And for me, it is so nostalgic. You know, sitting here in Lucknow and talking to you all in Pune, it really, really swells my heart.
And for us also, ma'am, it's very it's wonderful panel discussion. Like 3 of you now, the last one is remaining, but it's
Yeah.
something different. Yeah, we all are enjoying it.
Yeah, even I will be attending because I attended from the first lecture and I will definitely be attending this also.
Yeah.
Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you, Mrs. Asma Mokashi.
Yes, thank you, Prajakta ma'am. Now we are moving towards the last session of this today's event, and for this we have with us Nritya Chandrika, Mrs. Sanyogita, and I'm just flowing to introduce this personality to all of you. Yeah. Yes, Mrs. Sanyogita, who is known as Nritya Chandrika Sanyogita of Maharashtra. She is president of Tapasya Siddhi Kala Academy. This institute is 2 times Guinness World Record holder. She is student council member and IPSC member of Rajaram College, Kolhapur. She is also working as sub-editor Yashodarshan magazine. So she has writing skills also. She is working as examiner, Gandharva Mahavidyalaya Bharatnatyam. Her date of birth is 1987. So just 33 years old Diva with us. She has completed Masters in Bharatnatyam from Kalidas Sanskrit Vidyapit. She has also completed the MA in Psychology. She has pursued the Alankar Pratham in Bharatnatyam from Akhil Bharatiya Gandharva Mahavidyalaya, completed Diploma in Bharatnatyam and Kathak from Shivaji University, Kolhapur, choreographed many dance, ballet, and the stage shoots. Mrs. Sanyogita has owned the two world records. First, Guinness World Record by Sanyogita's Tapasya Siddhi Kala Academy, Nritya Sanskar in year 2015. Second, Guinness World Record by Sanyogita's Tapasya Siddhi Kala Academy, Lavani Man Vandana in year 2016. Her achievements: individually, non-stop Bharatnatyam performance for 13 hours in year 2004 at Kolhapur, continuously performed party dance for 55 hours and 15 minutes at Goa in 2004, continuously performed Bharatnatyam for 66 hours in December 2008 at Kolhapur as per the old guidelines of the Guinness Book World Record. Later on, with her Tapasya Siddhi Kala Academy, Mrs. Sanyogita has given the two Guinness World Records, which was performed with the new guidelines of the Guinness Book World Record. Her first record was in year 2015, which was known as Nritya Sanskar, where this is the largest Bharatnatyam dance performed by 2010 dancers trained and led by Mrs. Sanyogita at Kolhapur. For the second Guinness World Record in year 2016, she has performed the Lavani Man Vandana, the largest Lavani dance by 573 dancers trained and led by Mrs. Sanyogita at Kolhapur. Her dance performances and honor stages: Vishwa Marathi Nritya Sammelan, New Jersey, USA; Akhil Bharatiya Marathi Nritya Sammelan, Dombivli, Beed and Ratnagiri; Kala Academy, Goa; Nataraj Mandir, Chidambaram, Tamil Nadu; Mahalakshmi Navrotsav, Kolhapur; Kinkini Festival, Mumbai. Performed on many prestigious stages in Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Delhi, Gujarat, Haryana, Karnataka, Ratnagiri, Thane, etc. and still going on. Her awards and honors: FIE Foundation National Award 2009, Delhi Doordarshan National Whisper Choice Prerna Puraskar, Mumbai Doordarshan State Whisper Choice Prerna Puraskar, Samaj Bhushan Award by Nipani Municipal Corporation, Kolhapur, Shahu Prerna Puraskar, Rotary Youth Icon Award. She and her mother are honored in the book Sulabha Kendra Sammelan by Government of Maharashtra, conferred upon by Nitya Chandrika, Nritya Saraswati and Nritya Tapaswini. Yuva Gaurav Puraskar Kolhapur, Nritya Gaurav Puraskar Pune, Yuva Ranaragini Puraskar. Her classical Indian dancing has been recognized and appreciated by various artists, actors all over the Maharashtra, India and the globe. She has received a huge media coverage, and she is currently running the Shivalaya Nritya Mandir, whose branches are all over the Maharashtra, such as Kolhapur, Pune, Nagthane and Kagal. So, a diva from traditional dancing with us. So this brief introduction of Sanyogita. I would like to start the chit chat with her.
Thank you.
Yes, welcome Sanyogita. Sanyogita, we just want to know, you are just 33 years old. So when you are that time to pursue the career, so in the techno-scientific world, why you have chosen the Indian classical dancing as your career? Okay, so what was your force or the inspiration to choose this as a career?
हाँ एक्चुअली मैं जब ये सीख रही थी तो ये टेक्नो सेवी वर्ड नहीं था, तो ये अभी की कुछ सालों से है, लेकिन ट्रेडिशन अभी भी हमारे यहाँ पर प्रिजर्व हो रहा है। तो मुझे ये बताने में खुशी है कि मेरा जो भी करियर स्टार्ट हुआ है, मैंने जो सीखना शुरू किया है, उसका इंस्पिरेशन मेरी मम्मी है, क्योंकि हम दोनों ही हैं पहले से, मेरे पापा नहीं है, हम दोनों ही हैं। तो मुझे जो भी बड़ा किया है वो मेरी मम्मी ने किया है, और वो ही इंस्पिरेशन थी, वो ही गाइड थी मेरी कि अभी क्या करना है, क्या आगे जाके सीखना है। और एक्चुअली क्लासिकल डांस के लिए मुझसे पहले मेरी मम्मी का मतलब उसको ज्यादा पसंद था वो। हेमा मालिनी पसंद थी, तो इसीलिए वो जब स्कूल में थी तो उसका एक ड्रीम था मतलब वो डांस देखना और उससे खुशी लेना। तो इसीलिए जब मम्मी प्रेग्नेंट रही तो फिर उसकी बस 3 विशेष थी। एक तो लड़की ही चाहिए थी और 15 अगस्त को ही चाहिए थी, मतलब बर्थ उसी दिन हो ऐसे था उसका, और उसको मैं क्लासिकल डांस सिखाऊं। उस टाइम पर उसको ये पता नहीं था कि भरतनाट्यम अलग है, कथक अलग है, क्लासिकल डांस फॉर्म्स के बहुत सारे टाइप्स हैं। बस उसको क्लासिकल डांस मुझे सिखाना था। तो ऐसे शुरुआत हुई है मेरे पैशन की, जो कि मैं पेट में थी मम्मी के, तभी से मम्मी मुझे टीवी पर जो दूरदर्शन पर प्रोग्राम्स आते हैं रात को थर्सडे, वो क्लासिकल डांस प्रोग्राम्स वो मुझे दिखाती वो देखती थी। उसके बाद जब मैं बहुत छोटी थी, मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आता था, तब मम्मी मुझे बताती थी, देखो ये कितना अच्छा है और ऐसे सीखना है आगे जाके, ये डांस बहुत अच्छा होता है। ये जो गर्भ संस्कार या फिर छोटे बच्चों पर जो संस्कार किए जाते हैं कल्चर के, तो वो मेरी मम्मी बहुत छोटी थी मैं तब से कर रही है, इसीलिए शायद उसके लिए मुझे दिल से ही प्यार है क्लासिकल डांस फॉर्म के लिए और भरतनाट्यम के लिए। तो इसकी इंस्पिरेशन मेरी मम्मी है, जो कि मैंने शुरू किया।
Okay, that is a great message we hear as a mother, and those are girls to be mothers. It is a great message to all of them. Okay, संगीता, क्या आप ये बताएंगे कि ये आपने 2 टाइम्स गिनीज वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड के बारे में क्यों सोचा? वाई क्यों किया, मतलब अपनी ये एक्टिविटी करने का क्यों सोचा?
हाँ, तो एक्चुअली क्या हुआ था, सबसे पहले मैंने डांस करना शुरू किया था, लेकिन उसके बाद मम्मी को लगता है कि कुछ भी हम कोई भी करियर चूज करें, लेकिन उसमें काम ऐसा करना चाहिए कि वो हम यूनिक हो उसमें। मतलब अगर मम्मी हमेशा ये मुझे एग्जांपल बताती थी, मैं हमेशा कहती भी हूँ उसके बारे में, कि अगर हम चप्पल जो सीने सिलाई करने का जो काम रहता है ना, वो एक्चुअली बहुत सिंपल लगता है सबको, लेकिन वो भी ऐसे करना चाहिए कि सारे लोगों को मेरे पास ही आना है। मतलब कोई भी फील्ड चूज करो, उसमें हमें अच्छे से परफॉर्म करना है, अच्छे से डेडिकेशन से उसे कंप्लीट करना है। तो यही मेरी मम्मी बचपन से कहती थी, तो इसीलिए उसको लगता था कि अगर भरतनाट्यम चूज कर रहे हैं हम आगे जाने के लिए एज अ करियर, तो फिर उसमें कुछ ऐसा करना चाहिए कि जो सबसे अलग हो, बस सीखना नहीं है, थोड़ा सा अलग हो। इसीलिए मैंने वो 13 आवर्स का पहले डांस किया 2004 में, तब मैं 12वीं में थी। और फिर उस टाइम मुझे और मतलब जर्नलिस्ट ने पूछा कि इसमें वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड कितने घंटों का है और क्या आप वो करोगे? तो फिर मैं बहुत खुश थी उस टाइम, 13 आवर्स कंप्लीट किया था डांसिंग, तो मैंने हाँ बोल दिया उस टाइम पर। और फिर मेरे मम्मी ने ही आगे का रिसर्च किया। मैं बार-बार मम्मी का नाम ले रही हूँ क्योंकि मेरा जो पाथ है उसी ने डायरेक्ट किया है, डायरेक्शन उसी ने दिया है मुझे, तो इसीलिए तो मम्मी ने ही मुझे बोला कि आगे जाके इसी में हम वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड करेंगे। तो फिर मैंने 66 आवर्स का भरतनाट्यम का डांस का रिकॉर्ड किया, लेकिन कुछ टेक्निकल रीजंस के कारण वो रिकॉर्ड नहीं हो पाया। अभी भी 66 आवर्स किसी ने ब्रेक नहीं किया है सोलो डांसिंग, लेकिन वो गिनीज में नहीं आया। तो फिर हमने नेक्स्ट, वो किधर तो मन में था, और वो भी हमारे यहाँ से गलती नहीं थी, एक टेक्निकल गलती थी जो कि हमारे हाथ में नहीं थी दुरुस्त करने की। तो फिर हमें वो ऐसे लगता था कि अरे नहीं हुआ, लेकिन फिर भी हमने उस पर ज्यादा सोचा नहीं। आगे जाके 2-3 साल के बाद हमें लगा कि अगर भरतनाट्यम करने के बाद मुझे इतनी खुशी मिलती है, तो जो लोग करेंगे उनको भी कितनी मिलेगी। और अगर मैं सोलो ही करती रहूंगी सब, तो जो देख रहे हैं उनको कैसे महसूस होगा, फील होगा कि ये करने के बाद क्या खुशी मिलती है और क्या इससे हमें क्वालिटीज डेवलप होती है। तो इसीलिए हमने फिर ये गिनीज रिकॉर्ड का सोचा, जिसमें हमने लोगों को इन्वॉल्व करने का सोचा। तो इसीलिए हमने वो फर्स्ट गिनीज रिकॉर्ड अनाउंस किया कि हम ऐसे करने वाले हैं। उसका रीजन, इसके 2 रीजंस थे। एक तो भरतनाट्यम के बारे में प्यार आए सबको, क्योंकि कैसे था उस टाइम पर जब हम ये सब कर रहे थे, उस टाइम पर इतना प्रचार नहीं था। क्लासिकल डांस ऐसे लगता था सबको, कॉमन पीपल को, कि हाँ वो किसी दूसरों के करने की वो चीज है, हम नहीं कर सकते। ऐसी सोच थी उस टाइम पर। अभी वो बहुत इजी हो गया है, यूज टू हो गया है, उस टाइम पर वो नहीं था। तो हमारी बस यही दिल से विश थी कि भरतनाट्यम के लिए लोगों के मन में प्यार आए और कुछ अलग इसमें हम करें। ये दो मोटो थे, इसीलिए हमने पहले भरतनाट्यम का किया गिनेस रिकॉर्ड, उसके बाद लावनी का किया, क्योंकि एक बहुत फेमस पर्सनालिटी है, उन्होंने पूछा था कि ये भरतनाट्यम तो तमिलनाडु का डांस फॉर्म है, तो उसके लिए हम क्यों क्या करें। तो ऐसे मुझे लगता है कि कोई भी कला हो, कोई भी आर्ट फॉर्म हो, वो किसी एक स्टेट का, किसी एक समाज का ऐसे नहीं है। आर्ट जो है उसको कोई बंधन नहीं है। तो वो मुझे सोचने पर उसने मजबूर किया उस क्वेश्चन में। उसके बाद हमने सोचा कि ये भी, हमने उसको पॉजिटिव वे से लिया और फिर ऐसे लगा कि हम महाराष्ट्र का जो डांस फॉर्म है हमारा फेमस लावनी, जिसको हम क्वीन ऑफ फोक डांसेस बोलते हैं महाराष्ट्र के जो भी है,
यस,
तो उसमें हम कुछ करेंगे। और फिर हमने वो लावनी मान वंदना, ये दूसरा गिनेस रिकॉर्ड। तो हाँ, इस आर्ट फील्ड में कुछ ना कुछ हमेशा होता रहे, लोगों के दिल में इसके लिए प्यार हमेशा रहे, वो सीखने की चाह निर्माण हो, इसलिए हमने वो सब।
okay, yeah, that was a great, because like many a times we choose a career but उसके बाद कुछ global recognition के लिए जो तुमने प्रयास किया है, that is really appreciable, because taking India on the global prospect, it is a huge achievement and that is great. Okay, संयोगिता, इंडिविजुअली भी आप इतने डांसेस परफॉर्म कर रहे हो all over the different places, so you could have go alone and do the many things. Why you have established the Sanyogitas Tapasya Siddhi Kala Academy?
हाँ, मुझे ऐसे लगता है कुछ भी हम करें वो सबको साथ लेकर करना चाहिए। ये मेरा बेसिक नेचर या थॉट प्रोसेस है। मुझे हमेशा ऐसे लगता है जो भी मैं सक्सेस गेन करूं वो सिर्फ मेरी नहीं होनी चाहिए, और वैसे होती भी नहीं है। कोई भी यहाँ पर ऐसा नहीं है कि सब अकेले ने किया है, इस सोच की मैं हूँ, क्योंकि हर एक काम करने के लिए हमें बहुत लोगों की हेल्प मिलती है ना। तो इसीलिए जब मैं डांस भी करती हूँ तो मेरे साथ अगर मेरे स्टूडेंट्स करेंगे तो वो ज्यादा खुशी रहेगी। मैं जब डांस करना बंद करूंगी तो मेरे स्टूडेंट्स रहेंगे जो मेरा नाम आगे लेके जाए। और वो डांस जो है हमारे इंडियन कल्चर है, वो हमारा मतलब भरतनाट्यम जो है हमारे भारत का एक गर्व है, तो वो आगे भी हमेशा रहना चाहिए। तो हम सब डांसर्स, मेरे जैसे और भी बहुत सारे गुरु हैं जो बहुत दिल से डांस सिखाते हैं, तो हम मतलब सबकी तरफ से मैं बोलना चाहती हूँ कि सबका यही मोटो रहता है कि हमारे बाद भी हमारी जो ये कला है वो आगे बढ़ती रहे। इसीलिए डांस क्लासेस हमने शुरू किए। शुरू में ये मेरी सोच नहीं थी, क्योंकि मैं तब 12वीं में थी, 12th में थी तब, और मेरा कुछ ऐसा प्लान नहीं था क्लासेस शुरू करने का। लेकिन जब मैंने 13 आवर्स किया 2004 में, तब एक स्टूडेंट है शरयू करके, तो उसकी मम्मा बहुत पीछे लगी मेरे, वो हमारे ही एरिया में रहती थी, कि प्लीज क्लास शुरू कर दो, इसको डांस सिखाओ। बहुत मतलब मैं उसको इग्नोर नहीं कर सकती, इतना उन्होंने मुझे फोर्स किया। इसीलिए एक्चुअली मैंने डांस क्लास हमने स्टार्ट किया मेरी मम्मी के गाइडलाइन से। तो शुरुआत ऐसी सडनली हो गई, उसके बारे में कुछ हमने प्लान नहीं किया था। लेकिन देखते देखते वो 3 स्टूडेंट्स थे, देखते देखते वो 3 के 300 हो गए, और इन मतलब 17 इयर्स में, अभी 17 साल हो गए हमारी इंस्टीट्यूशन में। तो मतलब 3 से 300 तक का ये जो जर्नी है वो बहुत सुंदर है। और मैं जब मुझे ऐसे लगता है उन्होंने उस टाइम फोर्स किया, ये बहुत अच्छा हुआ। मैं लकी हूँ कि किसी ने तो मुझे फोर्स किया ये शुरू करने के लिए, क्योंकि मुझे पता नहीं था कि टीचिंग मुझे बहुत पसंद है। जो इस जर्नी से पता चला मुझे कि मुझे टीचिंग करना पसंद है, बच्चों में रहना पसंद है, उनके साथ टाइम स्पेंड करना, उनको सिखाना पसंद है। तो ये ऐसे शुरू हुए तपस्या सिद्धि। पहले नाम शिवालया था, लेकिन अब वो कुछ सालों से तपस्या सिद्धि किया है।
Great. Okay. Samvita, COVID crisis हुए recently 2 to 3 years. So फिर तो ऐसी चीजों के लिए ब्रेक ले लेते हैं लोग. So have you managed with this then?
मैं एक्चुअली कोविड सिचुएशन जो आई वो सबके लिए अच्छी नहीं थी, ये मानती हूँ। लेकिन हम जैसे उसको लेते हैं वैसे हम कुछ चेंजेस भी कर सकते हैं, ऐसा भी सोचती हूँ। तो पहले तो हमने बहुत सालों पहले एक्चुअली 5-6 ईयर से भी पहले मेरी मम्मी बहुत पीछे लगी थी कि ऑनलाइन भरतनाट्यम सिखाने के लिए तो स्टार्ट कर बहुत, लेकिन मैंने इग्नोर कर दिया वो, मतलब इतना मन पर नहीं लिया, सीरियसली नहीं लिया उस 5-6 ईयर्स पहले। लेकिन जब कोविड का पीरियड आया, जब सब बंद हो गया, मार्च में क्लासेस बंद हो गए, उसके बाद कुछ दिन थे, मतलब 10 to 15 डेज थे सोचने के लिए। तो फिर ऐसे लगा कि अभी सब ऑनलाइन ही करना होगा। तो फिर हमने सोचा कि हाँ, बंद करने से बेटर है हम ऑनलाइन जाए। तो अप्रैल से ही, मार्च में सब लॉकडाउन शुरू हो गया, हमने अप्रैल 1 से ही स्टार्ट कर दिया ऑनलाइन टीचिंग। और मैं खुद सरप्राइज हूँ कि बहुत अच्छे से वो शुरू रहा। और मुझे लगता था हमेशा कि ऑनलाइन में हम कैसे सिखाएंगे, क्योंकि ये डांस है, कुछ सब्जेक्ट नहीं है कि बाबा हम बैठे क्लासरूम में जैसे सिखाते हैं वैसे सिखाएंगे। ये तो डांस कर कर दिखाना है, आगे वाले कैसे कर रहे हैं ये देखना है, फिर नया सिखाना है। तो ये ऑनलाइन कैसे पॉसिबल है, ऐसे मुझे पहले लगता था। लेकिन जब शुरू हो गया, पता नहीं कैसे, लेकिन मैं और मेरे स्टूडेंट्स, हमारा बहुत अच्छा ट्यूनिंग हो गया। और मैं ये बहुत खुशी से बताना चाहती हूँ कि उनका डांस पहले से ज्यादा बेटर हो गया, उनका पैशन बढ़ गया डांस के लिए। मतलब जो ऑनलाइन के लिए ऐसे रहेंगे ऐसे लगता था मुझे, वो बहुत एनर्जी के साथ मेरे सामने बैठते थे। तो वो बहुत अच्छे से हो गया। फिर हमने मॉड्यूल भी शूट किया, बेसिक अडवूस का पूरा मॉड्यूल शूट किया 2 साल का। जो मेरे हस्बैंड है राहुल सूर्यवंशी, उन्होंने ही वो शूट किया है। तो मतलब ये सब अच्छे से हो गया और उसके रिजल्ट्स बहुत अच्छे आए। हमने फिर ऑनलाइन प्रोग्राम्स किए। इन 2 सालों में हमने इतने प्रोग्राम्स किए हैं स्टूडेंट्स को लेकर, मतलब भारत रत्न हो, मतलब भारत रत्न मतलब जो भी हमारे भारत रत्न अवार्डीज है, उनके लाइफ के ऊपर हमने हमारा एनुअल फंक्शन किया। उसके साथ साथ अभी एक मराठी डांस ड्रामा किया, दुर्गा झाली गौरी। मतलब बहुत सारे बड़े प्रोग्राम्स किए हमने ऑनलाइन में, और ये सब हमने ऑनलाइन सिखाया था। और मतलब टीचिंग परफॉर्मिंग मोड भी ऑनलाइन ही था। लेकिन मजा आया, मतलब इन 2 सालों ने मुझे बहुत कुछ दिया है, बहुत कुछ सिखाया है। मैं इसके लिए भी ग्रेटफुल हूँ इन 2 सालों के लिए।
Yes, so you have overcome the crisis and you're not stopped whatever you are doing. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Then dancing is your career. So we just want to know कि क्या है, मतलब प्रोफेशनल चीजों के अलावा और भी आप कुछ एक्टिविटीज में इन्वॉल्व हो?
हाँ, मुझे एक्चुअली सब करना पसंद है, क्योंकि मुझे ऐसे लगता है लाइफ एक बार हमें मिलती है तो सब ट्राई करना चाहिए। मतलब एक ही रूटीन से जीने के बजाय हमें हर एक नया नया डायरेक्शन ट्राई करना चाहिए। तो ऐसे मैं बहुत सारा कुछ कुछ करती रहती हूँ। उसमें से मैंने लिखना शुरू किया था एक्चुअली। सकाळ न्यूज़पेपर की जो है सुरेखा पवार मैडम, उन्होंने मुझे पहली बार लिखने के लिए पूछा। मुझे तो पता भी नहीं था मेरे अंदर राइटिंग स्किल्स है। तो लेकिन उन्होंने मुझ पर क्यों ट्रस्ट किया पता नहीं, शायद मैं डांस करती हूँ इसीलिए डांस के बारे में अच्छे लिख सकती हूँ, ऐसे उन्होंने सोचा। उनकी वजह से मैंने लिखना शुरू किया। और फिर 1 ईयर तक मैंने स्मार्ट सोप्ती, ये जो सकाळ के साथ आता था ना, उसमें मैंने लिखा है पूरा ईयर। एक कॉलम था नृत्य लालित्य करके, तो उसमें मैंने पूरा 1 ईयर लिखा है। और उसके बाद कुछ कुछ थॉट्स या फिर मैंने ब्लॉग राइटिंग भी किया है बीच में, जो कि बहुत पसंद आया सबको। उससे मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा कि हाँ, मैं थोड़ा बहुत लिख सकती हूँ। तो मुझे लिखना पसंद है। और उसके बाद मुझे स्पोर्ट्स बहुत पसंद है, कुछ भी खेलना पसंद है। खेलना बहुत पसंद है, अभी भी हम बहुत अच्छे से खेलते हैं। और उसमें मैंने मैराथन भी की है, 42 किलोमीटर्स रन किया है, उसमें मैं विनर हूँ। वो पन्हाड़ा पावनखिंड का था। और उसके बाद ऑब्स्टेकल रेस की है 13 किलोमीटर्स की, उसमें भी मैं थर्ड आई थी, मतलब कुछ सालों पहले, अभी 5-6 इयर्स बैक। तो मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि सबको करियर तो होता है ना, हमारा डेली लाइफ भी हो, रूटीन शुरू रहता है, लेकिन उसके साथ हम कुछ अलग ऐसे करते हैं ना, तो हमें बहुत खुशी और एनर्जी मिलती है, जो हमारा फिर रेगुलर काम है वो और अच्छे से और एक नए सोच से हम कर सकते हैं। क्योंकि हम रूटीन से चले जाएंगे तो स्टक हो जाएंगे एक जगह पे। तो उसको थोड़ा सा अलग वे देने के लिए, अलग उसको एक सोच देने के लिए हमें हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ नया ट्राई करते रहना चाहिए, ऐसे मुझे लगता है, इसीलिए मैं करती रहती हूँ।
That's great. So you are not just doing the dancing, you are exploring all the things around. Yes. Uh, Now we just want to know where you have to go ahead. कहाँ तक जाना है और
मुझे जहाँ तक मैं हूँ तब तक वहाँ जाना है, उसके बाद भी रहना है, इसीलिए मुझे तपस्या सिद्धि स्कूल ऑफ भरतनाट्यम की तपस्या सिद्धि गुरुकुल शुरू करना है, जो कि मिनिमम 25 एकर्स में मुझे करना है।
Great.
वहाँ पर भरतनाट्यम के साथ साथ हमारी जो बाकी के भी डांस स्टाइल्स है वो, उसके साथ साथ मार्शल आर्ट, योगा, मेडिटेशन, ये सब, सिंगिंग, इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स, और उसके साथ एक छोटी सी स्कूल, जो कि छोटे बच्चों पर संस्कार कैसे होते हैं, हम ऐसे बोलकर नहीं करते ना, वो जो देखते हैं, वो जो सुनते हैं, वही से उनके उसी के कारण उन पर संस्कार होते हैं और उनकी पर्सनालिटी डेवलप होती है। तो मुझे ऐसे लगता है जब भी वो स्कूल में आए तो उनके कान पर घुंघरू की आवाज आनी चाहिए, तबले की आवाज आनी चाहिए, गाने की आवाज आनी चाहिए। उन्होंने देखने चाहिए ऐसी सारी चीजें जो कि उनकी पर्सनालिटी डेवलप करे। तो वो सब ऑलराउंडर बन सकते हैं, मतलब करियर भी, नेचर भी, समाज के लिए हमें क्या करना चाहिए इसके लिए भी। क्योंकि लाइफ ये सिर्फ मेरे लिए, खुद के लिए या खुद के करियर के लिए नहीं है। हमें अगर जन्म मिला है तो हमें सोसाइटी के लिए भी कुछ करना चाहिए, लोगों के लिए कुछ करना चाहिए, हमारे आसपास जो है उनके लिए कुछ करना चाहिए ना। तो ऐसे मुझे लगता है, तो इसीलिए तपस्या सिद्धि गुरुकुल जो है ये बहुत सारी इन चीजों को सोचकर बनानी है, जो आगे जाके मैं नहीं रहूंगी फिर भी ये तपस्या सिद्धि गुरुकुल रहेगा, ऐसे मुझे लगता है। तो ये मेरा ड्रीम है और इसको मुझे सच करना है। और उसके साथ साथ परफॉर्मेंसेस भी देने हैं, बहुत कुछ करना है एक्चुअली। अभी मैं एडिटिंग भी करती हूँ, मुझे उसमें भी बहुत इंटरेस्ट है। तो मैं क्लास का जो भी है उसमें भी मैं कुछ नया नया करना चाहती हूँ, उस डायरेक्शन से भी। तो ऐसे अलग अलग कुछ करना चाहती हूँ, ट्रैकिंग करना है, एवरेस्ट पर जाना है, बहुत कुछ करना है।
Great. A source, a bomb of energy you have. You are. That is really inspiring to all of us. I can see the smiling faces of your students over here. And the get-up that you have with the traditional Bharatnatyam style. तुला पाहिलं ना ती मला करवीर क्वासी कोल्हापूरच्या महालक्ष्मीची आठवण झाली.
आहे ग.
Again, that was a nice panel discussion with you. Thank you, Sayogita, for accepting our request and to be here with all of your busy schedule of different shows going on. Okay, thank you. Now we are ending with this event. Ma'am,
एक मिनट, मुझे प्रिंसिपल मैम को भी थैंक यू बोलना है। आप सारे जो टीचर्स, प्रोफेसर्स इतने दिनों से मेहनत ले रहे हो इस प्रोग्राम के लिए, थैंक यू। क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि एक प्रोग्राम करने के लिए कितनी मेहनत पीछे लगती है। तो इसीलिए दिल से थैंक यू और मुझे इनवाइट किया, इस साइंस के फील्ड में आर्ट को इंट्रोड्यूस किया, ये मुझे ज्यादा पसंद आया।
आपको मालूम है आर्ट है इसलिए साइंस है।
ओह
Yeah.
थैंक यू।
That's great. And even our principal ma'am believed this. That's why she is promoting us, motivating us to organize these events. Even the ma'am was like kind of ki, with this different arts, ek meditation milta hai. So ma'am has told me this. I do remember. Yes.
साइंस और आर्ट्स अगर साथ में चले तो बहुत कुछ नया हो सकता है, क्रिएटिव हो सकता है।
Yes.
तो थैंक यू सो मच मुझे बुलाने के लिए।
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, now we are at the closing moments of this event. Ma'am, shall we proceed for the vote of thanks? Yes, okay. Now I request Dr. Sharvari Hardikar ma'am to please propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody. It gives me immense pleasure.
Madam,
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
audibility.
Am I audible, ma'am? Am I audible now? Okay. It gives me an immense pleasure to extend the vote of thanks on behalf of the convener and the coordinators of today's session. On behalf of MCE Society's Allana College of Pharmacy, Pune, we express deepest sense of gratitude to all the panelists, Dr. Sunila Dhaneshwar ma'am, Dr. Mrudula Bele ma'am, Dr. Smita Kale ma'am, and Mrs. Sanyogita Patil Suryavanshi. Smita ma'am, we are very impressed with your very confident way of communication. Mrudula ma'am, the experiences you shared with us, they are really thought-provoking. Sunila ma'am, thank you for your Surel Ghazal. Sanyogita ma'am, thank you for reminding all of us once again to follow our hearts. With this, we convey heartfelt thanks again to you all for today's motivating session. We are fortunate enough to listen to you today. And thank you for sparing your valuable time for us, in spite of your very busy schedules. We are also thankful to the participants for their overwhelming response, and the efforts of the organizing team are highly appreciated. Once again, we thank you all. Have a nice day ahead. And with this, I announce the conclusion of the session. Thank you once again.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, shall we all of us can switch on your camera so that we can take the